A lot of people commenting on eclipse sickness.
Yeah. Okay. That's not
which isn't real.
It's not real.
But
Nope.
people, it is real, I think.
No, it's not.
Like, I think it did affect people.
No,
It
doesn't.
didn't.
It can't.
I didn't think it was real either, guys.
You
But
just think it did.
I
Then
think
you
I'm
just-
I'm a believer now.
Yeah. It's
You just
not.
would have been sick that day anyway.
Yeah. Take this pill. It'll make you
Okay.
feel better. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fine.
Are we ready?
hmm
Are you going to
Yep.
cough to start things? Or
No, my cough is waning, although I still am coughing.
Oh, because
Cough?
the eclipse waned, so did
No.
the cough.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Rachel and the eclipse are waning. Okay. Well, welcome.
Waxing
This
and
is,
waning.
yes.
Mhm.
This is due to underwhelming demand.
When is it waxing? though?
Yeah, it's not waxing.
The
It's
waxing
waning.
has come out. It
Yeah.
comes out, right? And then
That's
it wanes.
right.
It goes.
Yeah.
I don't really know, because how does it cover?
What a great way.
Podcast that doesn't wax, but it wanes.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's not
We
what I
whine
had
a lot.
actually.
We,
Oh,
and
that's
we
not what
also
I-
whine.
That's not what I had here actually. I
Wane
had-
and whine.
Yeah, it's the perfect podcast to enjoy this close to Earth Day because pretty much all of it's recycled. Like, right.
It's not all of it.
You know,
Oh.
jokes, bits, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Same,
yeah.
same
Yeah.
old, same old.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are Dave, Rachel, and Forman. Have you? There's a story, and whenever you listen to this podcast, it could be months from when we record it, and for that I apologize. But there's a story.
Welcome. Let us know in the comments
Yeah,
on social media
that's
what
right.
month it is when
Yes.
you hear us.
Yes, that's fine. that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this guy in Edmonton? This is a Canadian story, which delights me. Who's being harassed by someone who keeps
Good.
sending him pizza.
Harassed. That's great.
That does sound fantastic.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Send
I
me
don't know why you
pizza.
would do that.
Around $1,000 worth. All right. First of all, why
Every
Hey.
day or like total?
it's been happening to him for like 6 months. So
Oh.
before you get all excited about how harass me with that, he
Mm-hmm.
cannot get it to stop. And so it was coming.
Why would you want it to stop?
Yes, free dinner. Sure.
How is it free, Rach?
Well, they're sending it. They're paying for it. That's great.
Well, he's not paying for it. No,
No.
He's not paying for it.
no,
But
he's
is
not
it
paying
paid
for
for to be sent to him?
Right.
No, it's not being. It's being ordered, but it's
Oh.
not being paid for.
So the
And
delivery
he-
guy keeps showing up and wants money.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
that's
Oh.
awful.
Yes.
Oh, then that's not so great.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
don't-
he's not accepting the pizza.
No,
He
'cause-
can't unless he pays.
Well, he'd have to pay for it, and he's not ordering it.
Okay.
So at first they were coming from a place, I guess out there I've never heard of, called Pizza 73.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
It's
And
kind
the
of like
order-
their pizza.
Yeah, okay. So they're
Yeah.
using not only his address, but also his email and his phone number
How do they
Okay.
get all that?
when they order.
well, it's somebody who knows him.
Yeah.
But it's not being
Mhm.
charged to a credit card, but the delivery drivers get really upset when he
Yeah.
says, "Hey, these aren't mine,"
Yes.
and sends them back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because they're not getting a tip either. Right?
No,
Of course
they're
not.
not getting a tip.
Mm-hmm.
He actually reported the pizza, the very first pizza delivery, because there was like 3 or 4 pizzas that showed up, and he reported that one to the police. And then the police told him the only way maybe around this was to change, like your number, your phone number, whatever. Change your number. And so he did.
So the police aren't going to they're just telling him change your phone number.
No,
which
he
is a
called,
real pain in the ass.
Well,
Yeah.
he called police because he was spooked by how this whoever's doing this
Yes.
had some personal information on him
Yeah.
Right.
in the order. So that kind of bugged him a little bit. So he called
Sure.
police. Police said, change your number. We can't really help you, but change your number and maybe that'll stop it.
Hmm.
And in fact, it didn't. That didn't stop the deliveries. They don't just go to his home, by the way. They also show up where he works.
Oh,
Oh
good
my
grief.
Isn't that weird?
How often are these pizzas coming?
On a very regular basis.
Okay.
Yes.
I assume that's weekly at least, something like that. Okay. So
Wow.
can he not call the pizza place and be like,
He called Pizza 73 and told them to not accept any orders under his name.
okay.
And then pizza started coming from Domino's.
Okay.
Isn't
Oh.
just,
I
it's just
actually love this
delightful.
prank. I really
Well-
love it. Like, I think it's very clever. Yeah.
Well, it's
But
hard.
for what purpose?
Yeah, I don't know what purpose it's serving. He thinks it's possible that it may have been someone that worked where he worked, who doesn't work there anymore, and maybe has an issue with him.
So
that's
Mhm.
it's maybe a revenge sort of thing. But if it is, it's dedicated and hardcore. because
It is hardcore.
because it makes when these orders are going to the pizza place, it looks like it's coming from his number, but it's not. That's
Right.
pretty hardcore.
There's sophisticated technology. It
Yes.
survived a phone number change, and it survived a pizza restaurant change as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody
Continues
knows.
somehow.
Exactly. Somebody's got the information. Yeah.
Now, police say that people having pizzas misordered. In other words, this is a scam that happens quite a bit.
Oh,
People
really?
people get pizzas delivered to them that they didn't order. It's, kids having fun, maybe, or,
I
that
kind of
kind
feel
of
bad for the pizza places. Like,
Yeah.
they're losing out all this money. They've made this pizza. Nobody's paying for it. They've gone and their delivery
Hey.
guy has taken time to go there
And then they don't want
instead of being able to go somewhere else.
And this guy, the guy that is having this happen to him, feels terrible about sending the pizzas back, and he hopes that
Yeah.
maybe they donate them to the homeless or do
Mhm.
something with the pizzas, because he doesn't want them. And
Maybe
now,
he owes someone money and he hasn't paid, so they're like trying to force him to pay up
I
somehow.
don't think so, because he would know about that. He says nothing
Okay.
like that is going on.
He
Police-
doesn't know of any enemies that he has.
Maybe he owes
No.
someone an apology.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody that he
Yeah.
works with, he thinks it could be, but if that's the case, wouldn't they have already investigated? The police are investigating.
Then you know
Um,
exactly who
I
it is.
mean-
If you think, well, it could be that guy.
Yeah, might be.
Uh-huh.
He
Unless
said
you
that-
have proof, though, the police aren't going to.
Anyway, it's kind of
investigate that.
it is a little disconcerting that they know the number and somehow they got the second number on him, and
Right.
and and
Like,
his
it's a close
address and-
friend. It's somebody who he's given the second number to.
Well, he's
I think so.
ramping up security on his computer, and I don't blame him. I do. It's like hardcore. Still want this, Rach? Do you still
Well,
want
I
pizza
mean, I
delivered to your...
Initially, when I thought they were prepaying for it, I thought, yes, send me pizza. I'll take it.
No.
Free
I'm
dinner.
all
I
in
don't
that.
have to cook
Free
for the
dinner.
family.
I don't know what color the sky is in your world, but that does not.
If you're paying for it, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
That's-
Covered in cheese and it rains pepperoni.
Yeah, that's right. What a great way to torment someone. Just give them free pizza.
I mean, it's clever. It's clever.
Sure is.
I think it is.
It's a clever scam, not if it's done your way, though, Rach. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
Terrible scam
Yeah,
if you do it
you'd
that
be
way.
you'd be really bad at planning one of these. I feel like.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
that's just
It's,
like
oh, that person
I-
Rachel hates is getting
Yeah.
a world of free pizza.
I
Sucks
hate
to be
you.
them.
I hate you. I'm going to send you free pizza forever.
Well, I didn't think initially it was malicious, but now I
okay.
get that it is.
Ah.
Got a Yankees hat, dude.
I
God
do. I have a
damn it.
Yankees hat. I do. Well, I didn't want to wear my Leaf hat. I thought you'd be pissed at me. So, okay.
I'm just glad that Ottawa beat Boston to make Toronto end up having to play Boston again in the playoffs, and we played our role, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I have nothing to say.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Okay. Go.
Oh, okay. I'm going. This is due to underwhelming demand with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. It's the podcast that's kind of like the weather in April. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good,
Yeah.
and sometimes, let's be honest, it's just shitty.
Yeah. kind of like my kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a segue for you.
Bingo!
Ding 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 ding. Thank you. Thank
Just
you.
shitty.
No. But I want to play a little game today.
Oh,
The
good.
game is, should Rachel be angry? And if so, what should the punishment be?
No,
Oh.
you didn't say that correctly. The correct way to say that is, should Rachel be angry? And
If so, what should the punishment be?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, we don't
Well
even
done.
need intro. We can do intros on the fly.
there we go.
Okay, new game. Let's go. Do we have music for the new game?
It's already playing.
Great. Okay,
I
perfect.
figured. Okay.
Okay, the game is, should Rachel be angry? If so, what should the punishment be?
Mm.
I recently found, actually, I didn't find it. Julia found it. Julia's 10. My youngest, Kendall, is 7 now.
Mhm.
And Julia found, I caught her staring at the wall. And I was like, what are you looking at? And she's like, I see Kendall's name on the wall right here. But if I move this way, I don't see her name.
Oh,
Better than
What a
And I
treat
said-
that
staring at the wall and
That's
saying,
a
I
trick.
see dead people.
No,
that's
no,
right.
she saw Kendall's name.
Yeah.
And I said, what? And she's like, I think Kendall wrote her name on the wall in invisible ink because we have these pens, which they had to get at the Scholastic Book Fair. Remember, you know how you-
can buy anything except an actual book at that
Yes.
fair.
Oh my God. They come home with pens, erasers,
Bookmarks.
posters, always
Posters.
posters, always.
Yeah. Keychains.
Their rooms are filled with posters, the
I remember
Scholastic
that
Book
too.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one would ever get a book.
No.
You get $20, you walk into the fair feeling like you're rich. Nobody buys a book.
And you
they
send
all
your kids
buy
out like we want you to come back at least with a book.
one book.
If you're gonna
Yep.
spend this there,
And
get
bring
a
me the
book.
change.
Yeah, I think
They'll
we had
buy
that
a book
rule.
and then they'll buy an $8 pen and a $6 poster. And
Mhm.
Yep.
anyway, so
Exactly.
the $8 pens that they bought recently were these invisible ink pens. So you can write with it. And then it has a special like black light on the end and you can shine it on there
I
and
see. Okay.
see the ink.
Ah.
Well, the way Julia was looking at the wall, she caught a glimpse because the way the sun was, she
Mhm.
caught a glimpse of Kendall's name written on the wall in invisible ink.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's
Now-
invisible. Come on.
Okay.
It's invisible. You
Okay.
can't see it
Yes.
unless you're in a certain spot, clearly.
Yes.
So we did get out the pen, and I said, Kendall, did you write your name on the wall in invisible ink? And she looks at me like, yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, of course I did.
She
why?
smiles. She's
Why?
like,
that? Why?
"Mhm."
Why wouldn't I do that, Mom?
Yeah,
it's invisible.
you would
ink.
never know, Mom.
You wouldn't know.
You're not going to know. I
Yes.
could color all over the wall in
That's right,
invisible
yeah.
ink.
Yes.
I think we need to take a black light to Rachel's entire house and see
Probably.
what else we can find.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that'd be a little scary. I feel.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I want you to do that.
Yeah, no, I think that needs to be done. I think it needs to be done. I think.
Like,
Pizza
what else is
Man.
she colored on
Uh-huh.
that she's not telling me?
right.
So would you be angry about that? Like, what do I
Yes.
do about that? My initial reaction was, is this a bad thing or is it okay that she's written on the
No,
wall
it's a
in
bad
invisible
thing.
ink
No,
because you
I
can't see
disagree.
it anyway?
I
I'd be
fundamentally
livid.
disagree. No, I wouldn't be livid at all.
What?
I would.
I
would
was
have
kind of
been-
conflicted, actually. I wasn't sure
No.
whether I should be mad or
Look,
not.
I mean, this is a kid who has a pen that has invisible ink.
Right.
Where are you going to test that? Maybe on a piece of paper at first,
Mhm.
but then when you don't see it, oh yeah, look at this show up at the little light. Then you're going to test it everywhere you can.
Mhm.
This is a kid that might, in fact, Rachel, you should pat her on the back.
Oh,
she
boy.
might invent something someday.
Oh, I don't know
She's-
about that.
She has to. She did experiments,
Mhm.
Right.
right?
Well, she can't be that smart because she wrote her name in invisible ink.
Well,
like,
what
we
else
know
would-
it's you.
Well, yes, but that was
Clearly, it's you.
Yes, but she wasn't trying to hide it from you. I don't believe.
Well, she.
Well, yes, she was.
looked-
It was invisible.
Yeah,
Of
she
course
looked at
she
me
was.
like, oh, like she kind of smiled, like, yes, I did that, and yes, I did it secretly, like
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be caught. But
Well, yeah,
she
because,
knew.
because it's invisible.
if she was
ink.
really smart,
how could I get caught? I wrote my name.
well, yeah, if she was really smart, she
whole
would have written her
thing.
sister's name. That's what
Yes.
she should have done.
It's almost like a game of Clue. I mean,
Well, that's true.
I feel like she did it on purpose.
Now I'm-
Let's see if I get caught.
Yeah, where else can I do this?
Yeah, but what you should you're right, Rachel. What you should have written is, "Mommy, if you can read this, it was Julia."
I think
That's
that-
the
It's
experiment.
like
Well,
this
yes.
is like when
I-
my sister was a little kid, who, by the way, now has a PhD. I just like to throw that out there. When
Uh-huh.
my sister was a little kid, she carved her name on our kitchen table.
Now that's
She
not
carved
very-
her name
No, that's not
into
smart.
the table
No,
and
it's
got
not
in
invisible.
trouble because
No.
obviously we knew it was you. Because
Yes.
it says
Yes.
your name, and so that was her spot for the rest of her life.
Of course it
And we're
was,
like, because
yeah.
no one.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to sit here. We're like, that's where you sit. My mom said that's where you sit because you carved your name and it's in the table now forever. So
Yes.
there you go.
No, that's
But
not
at least
smart.
this one was in invisible ink.
Yes, it's invisible ink. And
Yeah.
I think she was testing. I mean, you're
I
right,
think she
Forman.
was, too.
I think
Oh,
if
yeah.
she was, I think
I
if
think
she
she
was,
was too.
I think if she was the 11-year-old, she should write dear mom, I didn't do this, Kendall did, or something. That would make more sense. But when you're 7 years old and you write your name down and mom catches you, and she just kind of sheepishly goes, yeah, I did that. Of course I did that.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Well, you don't color on the wall with anything else.
Well,
you can't see it. I'm like, well, we can see it now.
Yes.
We see it.
We know
that it's there now.
It's not invisible. And where in the house was this? Was this in her bedroom?
No, it's in the living room. It's
you
like the family room.
Blacklight that bedroom because I bet you it is everywhere.
Yeah, you might be right.
Everywhere.
So what should be?
It's invisible.
What should be the
Not
punishment?
invisible. You can see it.
Well, you can see it if the light hits it right. You can see it.
Well,
it's not huge.
Okay.
It's only like a couple, like 2-3 inches.
you don't want to be in that house. I remember being a kid
All
and
right.
getting piano lessons at somebody's house and going into their house, and they had little kids who would be running around either naked or just diapers and drawing all over the walls on crayons. And, and
no.
you don't want to be that family, because even as a kid, I even got the impression of like, this type of family.
That's not allowed at my house.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know
Okay,
what?
but
I do know
crayon.
somebody. I know somebody who did get in trouble as a kid for coloring on the walls. And so after that, his parents let him there was one wall in like a playroom. You can color on this wall. You can do whatever you want. This is your wall.
That's
you
fair.
can color on it. And then they could just paint over it or whatever. So they did have a wall they could color on, but it was like one specific
Well, we
spot.
did too. We did
Did
too.
you?
Actually, for a while, we had one section in the kitchen that we painted with the chalkboard paint.
Oh, well,
so that they can
yeah.
do color on it with chalk, and then we just wipe
Well,
it
that's
off.
specifically for coloring. I feel like if it's just like a regular wall, it almost feels like like you're doing something wrong, right? So it feels cooler, maybe.
Anyway, I wonder stuff. I mean, you know better than I do, Forman, because you had one. But I feel like if you have an entire wall that you're letting your kid, I feel like that's not going to be enough for them. Oh.
Then they want to go on other walls.
Yeah, I want to go on another wall.
You use chalk on any wall, that'll come off.
I'm tired of this.
We didn't give them access to invisible markers, so.
Oh, I know.
Anyway,
no more Scholastic book fair for them. I can tell you that.
If you're going to be mad at anybody over this thing, because if you need to take the pens back to the Scholastic fair because they're not invisible. That's what I do.
That's true. They're not.
Yeah, these pens are not invisible.
No.
Give me my money back.
That's a class action. They are not invisible.
This is due to underwhelming demand, the podcast. It's actually the podcast that's just like the Ottawa Senators, because we're not in the playoffs again. Am I right, Forman?
Oh.
Am I right?
Good luck against Boston.
Yeah, well,
again.
Just saying.
One of the teams mentioned is able to beat Boston in the playoffs. The other one is Toronto.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
He's really pissed. I can tell.
I'm staying out of that
tell
one.
he's
From
really
the guy in the Yankees hat.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
You're making me feel like this indoor playground made me feel.
Oh,
my daughter Emily's
boy.
7th
Ding,
birthday
ding,
party.
ding.
Whoa. Segway time.
Okay.
Right in there.
Yep.
Into the 7-year-old's indoor playground birthday party, which was a lot of fun. Emily had a great time. It is a very nice playground. They have lots of cool. There's like a rock climbing thing and slides and things you can hang off of. And I would highly recommend it for that aspect. And it was nice that because we just moved back to St. Thomas from Nova Scotia midway through the school year, this is the first time we've ever even seen any of Emily's friends.
Oh,
So you hear names from school, and now you get to see, now we know who this kid is.
Sure.
We know who their mom or dad is. Now we can.
It's only
now we
April.
have phone numbers. Maybe set up
Right.
times they can play together.
Oh, that's
all that.
good.
Yeah.
So that was all. Everything's lovely. Great to see the friends. Great to see them together, because she was worried too about leaving friends and making new ones. And you can see how close these kids are. And it's
Right.
great.
That's nice. Good.
That's nice.
Good.
The indoor playground is in London, and I don't want to name it specifically, but some people with kids around that age, you may already know where this is going.
Okay.
This indoor playground needs to take about 20% off.
What do you mean? Like
They need
price-wise?
to slow their roll,
Oh.
tone it down a notch.
Why?
Okay.
They are relentless with you before the party happens about the rules. and about the
Ooh.
consequences,
Ooh.
and about what you can and mostly what you can't do or bring.
What
Oh.
can't?
Like
Okay.
no outside food or drink, period.
Drinks? Like you can't bring water bottles?
Water bottles, and that's it though.
Oh.
Because they're a restaurant. You get the food, like part of your party
Uh-huh,
packages.
yes,
You get the food,
of
even
course.
chips or juice boxes, all that.
Yes.
You get them from them.
Yeah.
The only thing you're allowed to bring is a cake, but it has to be from an actual bakery, from a real store. The container has to be
What?
sealed, and you have to give them the receipt for it to prove that.
What if you what if you make your own cake? You can't bring your own.
cannot
You can't
bring it.
make a cake or
No.
make cupcakes?
Like even when you
That's
book the party, they make it all
ridiculous.
clear, and then the week leading up to it, because it was just on the weekend, like 3 separate emails about make sure you bring the receipt for that cake because you're not allowed in without it.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Why?
holy,
What if I
get
have
it.
I have a friend who makes cakes? Like
Nope.
I can't have them make a fancy cake?
Only if it's a commercial bakery that you purchased it from and they issue receipts.
Okay. That
Mhm.
seems ridiculous.
It sure is.
Why is that? Is that for their own liability? Like it has to be from a commercial kitchen or something?
They claim because they are also a restaurant that, like any other restaurant, you couldn't bring in your own food for health and safety reasons because the Middlesex London Health Unit, blah, 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 some other excuse like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
I don't know if
mean,
that's
I
true or not. I
guess,
can't
but-
really.
I know.
When it comes to a birthday cake,
People
but
do
what do
bring
I-
their own cakes to restaurants for dinner.
Yeah,
for
I think they're
sometimes. Like if
snowing
you
you
want a
there,
full
but-
cake, like I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
For a
if you're
party,
involved
like,
in
if you
that
have a big-
world, maybe you can give us some
Yeah.
valuable insight into that.
Mhm.
Like even I brought, so we got a cake from, it was, especially at a birthday party, you're not going to get a fancy looking cake with the crazy decoration. So we just
Mhm.
got a normal cake. That's all Emily wanted anyway, was from Metro, the
Okay.
grocery store. And it comes in a box, and the label is like a sticker that sealed the box closed. Even carrying that through, that wasn't good enough for the lady at the front. I still had to root through Ashley's purse and find the actual receipt.
Wow.
Like it says
they're on
Metro on it.
really?
Okay.
I know.
So wait a
Anyway.
minute. You were told repeatedly that you
Yeah.
had to have a receipt for your birthday cake, and
Yeah.
you and you
And you
tried
didn't
to
have it.
sneak one in.
Well, I didn't try to sneak. I didn't have it available in my hands. I was like,
Right.
well, look at the box, look at the
Repeated-
label. It's
repeated
obviously from the
warnings.
store.
Right.
Repeated warnings to make sure you have your receipt. You show up without the receipt. That's a
Well,
little,
But
They
I thought
had
it. Was,
it,
I
just
thought it was one of
wasn't
those
there.
things like who's working at a children's indoor play place on the
right.
weekend?
That cares that much.
Teenagers.
Yes, but that
Right.
tells me a lot about you, Forman.
The corporate
Something
management.
That's something that you just
Yes.
revealed a lot
I
about
know.
your character.
Oh, I'm going to
Yeah,
continue to reveal because I figure there's teenagers working physically there on the weekend.
Yeah,
The corporate
yeah.
management of whatever company owns this place is going to set up all these warnings. But when you actually get there, I mean, I'm just going to, I pay for the party, let me do what I want, right?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
not there, you can't.
What? Why do they? Okay. What are the other restrictions?
Well, the other restrictions is you get the room for 60 or, it's about 60 minutes.
Mhm.
And there's
Okay.
a TV in the corner that counts down the minutes of how
Oh,
much time
way
you
to
have
ruin
left
the
in room.
party. Like, here's how much time's left at your birthday, kids.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
don't
that sucks.
tell your kids
That's
not
ridiculous.
to look at the TV, and for the
Build
parents.
2 rooms. Have
Yeah.
the extra room there.
No, I like
yeah.
that idea. That's
I don't like that.
That's perfect for me, especially if I'm renting the place.
Like, you guys had better
Let's-
rush and get out of here.
Well, that's
it's
1
just very
hour of-
unwelcoming.
No,
It
that's
is.
1 hour of hell, and you know it, Rachel. It's only telling you
It
when it's
is.
over.
But you want the
That's
kids to
perfect
enjoy
for me.
it.
No,
Mhm.
the kids
Ugh.
don't tell the kids not to look. They don't know what it's for.
No,
I
well,
guess.
we all know. Even the other parents are like, "What is that for?" I'm like, "Oh, that's how much time we have left." And
Yeah,
the
that's
staff
when
will
we're
come
all
in.
getting
Yeah.
kicked out.
Like
Yeah,
even near the
it's
end,
awesome.
one staff member came in to help clean up a few things, and she's looking around, and it's mostly cleaned up, and she's like, "All right," looks at the TV. "I'll be back in 13 minutes." Oh my goodness, lady, calm down.
I love this.
Like, what do you want
Just
us to
love
come
it.
here and enjoy it, or do you want us to be rushed through and just get the hell out?
They want it rushed through and
Yeah.
get the hell out, and
Yeah.
then I've got a price list
Okay.
for all the items that are in the party room that if they go missing or are
broken.
damaged.
Yes.
Yes. If
of
any
course.
of the below items are missing or broken while cleaning up after your party, you may be
Mhm.
charged for their value listed below. A cutlery container costs $19.17.
What's a cutlery container? Like
I
the,
don't know.
Thing where you put cutlery.
well, like okay,
The
but-
cake
Yeah,
knife
it's
is
like-
$23.04.
Wow.
okay.
The
Okay.
pizza cutter is $22.49.
All right.
A plastic drink pitcher for water costs $29.99.
Who's stealing that?
The black tongs.
Well, no one at that price
I
range.
know. The plastic
stealing
tongs
these
are
things?
$25.62. They've itemized everything. The folding table we're eating off of is $89.99.
Don't break it.
Right?
Uh,
Every chair is $82.68 each.
Wow.
The Android box connected to the TV in there is $83.99, and the television itself, if
Yes.
it goes missing,
yes.
then it will cost us $673.50.
What are you
Okay.
going to do here? Look.
If
look.
you see somebody walking out of that place with a TV under their arm,
Well, you
I
better-
would just say
What the
bravo.
hell?
Like, good for you. You did it.
Yeah.
You made
did
out
it?
with it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they'll charge your credit card.
It's
You
just gonna charge
unhooked
you
it from
later.
the wall. Yeah, it's
Um,
true. I mean, it's obvious. Yeah.
My take on this
Uh-huh.
is.
Oh, please tell us your take. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what my take is. The reason you're getting all this stuff
uh-huh.
is because it's happened before. Now,
Well,
I
that
don't know
was my
whether
question. How
I don't
often
know
have
whether
these
somebody's
things been
stolen the
stolen?
TV, but maybe the Android box, or maybe something has been stolen in there before. Something has been brought. Look, basically, human beings, as we all know, because when you work in a situation where you deal with other humans, a lot of other human beings are, let's be honest, they're dicks. What can I tell?
Yes.
It's true.
It's
Yeah.
very true.
Some of them own indoor playgrounds.
No. Some of them frequent indoor playgrounds.
Well, yes.
And
Yeah.
therefore, the owner of said indoor playground has to now have rules for the people who may not be dicks.
Yeah.
Just
I
in
mean,
case
Why do the
you're a
rules have
dick.
to be so in your face?
Because in
that they
case-
overshadow the
because
joy
in
of your child's
Yeah.
laughter at their
Because-
birthday.
the one
because
thing
in
I
In
really,
case you're a dick,
yeah,
we're not
it's true.
tolerating it.
The one thing I really take issue with the whole thing is the countdown for the party.
I love
Yes.
that, actually.
I think that's-
Of course you
I-
do.
That's a dick
Of course
move.
I do.
If
That's not
you're
a
scheduling parties that tightly together, that's your bad. Like,
no, that's
you
my
shouldn't be
business.
doing that.
That's my business model.
Well-
You're out in an hour because I got somebody
If
else
you're not
coming in.
welcoming, who wants to be there? Like
You're
you're not
welcome
you're
for-
not getting repeat customers doing that.
You're welcome for an hour. What do you want? You want another hour? Pay for it.
Do the kids get to play for an hour? Like how long do the kids play for?
They can go out into the general area and play for the rest of the day if they wanted to.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
okay.
not
that
But
bad.
still, that's so you only get your spot, you get the table, like the room for an
Mhm.
hour to have your little party, and then you can play.
Everything out after that. Yeah.
I don't have an issue with
But-
the countdown clock because the kids they wouldn't know what it was for, and don't tell them what it's
But
for.
I know.
And as a parent,
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
happy
make you
when it
feel-
hits 0. Like, get me out of here.
I
So
I don't know. I don't love that. I have a lot of questions for these owners. Like, who has stolen all of these things before?
Right?
Why are you so unwelcoming? Because all these rules make you feel like I'm going to just go somewhere else. That is-
Hope I don't
that's easier
accidentally
to
walk
deal
off
with.
the barbecue lighter because that'll cost me $25.49.
Who's buying a barbecue lighter for $25? You buy a pack of them for $10. A 3-pack.
Well,
What's wrong? Where are they buying these things from?
Oh, they're just making profit
I'm just-
anyway they
Yes.
I'm just telling you what
Absolutely.
if in order for me to replace that, it's going to cost you that. So whatever, I can put any price I want on it.
I guess you
Yeah.
can.
Do you,
yeah.
do you own this place, Dave?
Yeah. No, I don't. I
No,
don't.
Dave
Oh,
just
God.
loves rules and rigidness, I think.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't love that. I understand why they do it. I didn't say it seems like an overreach to me, but I understand why it's an overreach because obviously not all of those things, but a number of them have gone missing or have been broken or damaged. And so they
must
have,
have been, I
you have
guess.
no choice.
Tell people to bring their own stuff. Oh, but you won't let anything come in, so
Exactly.
you can't.
No, you can't bring your own stuff.
You
I
won't
don't
lose your things
can-
if they
I
have to
don't
bring in
want-
everything.
I don't want your stuff in here. Knock it off. This is my business.
Get
Yeah.
out. You got
Yeah.
13 minutes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got
Fuck
15
off.
minutes. Get out. This is Due to Underwhelming Demand. It's a podcast. It's Dave, Rachel, and Forman, and it's almost over. So if that's your favorite part of the podcast,
If that's your jam, here
if
it
that's
is.
your jam, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And
Finally, the guy you're carpooling with will turn this shit off and play some damn music.
play some damn music. Anyway, this is the part of the podcast where we beg for sponsors. So if you know or
I forgot about that
think
part.
you'd like to sponsor,
Right.
please. We're begging now.
Yeah.
We've reached the point.
Well,
we're down on our luck.
okay.
All right.
So if you'd like to sponsor, we do have prices for every budget starting at $75. I recognize that's not for everybody, but if you want some pricing information, DaveRachelForman@gmail.com is our email. You can email us for that, or you can email us for anything else because we love getting emails
Yes,
from
we do.
you on your thoughts. One of my favorite people to get emails from is Forman's mom.
Yes.
And she has
too.
written to us again.
Me too.
I know. I love that she listens, and I love when I hear from her because it makes Forman make so much more sense to me. So Forman's mom has written to us, and you might recall that we talked about, was it last episode or a couple episodes ago, that Forman doesn't own a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why. I think he's scared of the rays from the microwave.
There's a bit of a tin hat thing going on
There's
there.
a tinfoil hat
Yeah,
issue.
We
there.
have a rehash, like you said. This has been rehashed for the last 12 years, over and over and over
It's
again.
not
Yes,
but you've
don't
never
have
really
a
told us
microwave.
why.
He doesn't have
It's
a
not good
microwave.
for you, and you use the oven.
Yes.
Something like that. Anyway,
Yes.
Forman's mom
This
wanted
is
to.
real rich topic coming from her, by the way. Can't wait to hear what this says.
Okay, well she has written to us about that. Hi, Dave, Rachel, and Forman, Andrew, because that's what she calls you.
Mhm.
She says
No,
recently,
that's the wrong name.
what?
She calls him
Windsor?
Windsor.
Oh, she
Yeah,
calls you
that's
Windsor.
what I'm
The horse.
hearing.
Yeah.
Windsor the horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Dave, Rachel, and Windsor.
What did you just do? A horse? A horse sound? Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Recently, I and Forman's sister, Heather, enjoyed watching a BBC Earth episode on how microwave ovens were developed from radar technology. This episode is a very thorough and entertaining documentary, including the host subjecting herself to about 1.2 million volts while standing in a Faraday cage. She was not hurt, as anyone inside the cage is not charged, as long as you don't put body parts outside the cage. The lining of a microwave oven is a Faraday cage, including the door window. No microwaves escape the interior. It doesn't happen. The microwave was used to detect submarine periscopes during World War II as they eluded normal radar.
Wow. This is
Radar.
really...
She says
is-
the history of the development of the microwave oven
my.
itself is fascinating, and the host actually dissects a microwave oven to explain how it functions. So she sent us a link to view this documentary.
I
if
feel
you
like I already have.
Okay, she says it's a family-friendly show if you want to watch it, and
Yeah.
it's best enjoyed with your favorite brand of microwave popcorn. Cheerio from Kathy.
She's very funny.
She is very funny.
She's
I
very
really
funny.
enjoy her emails.
Thank
okay.
you very much.
Do you have a
Thank you.
rebuttal?
Okay, well, that's
I'm I'm leaving it at that.
Okay.
I'm not
okay.
even.
Okay. All right.
The
Not-
tin hat didn't come from her anyway, so it's fine.
No, it was
We
put into that 1989 microwave that she probably still uses.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think the cage is very enclosed when the microwave is 40 years old.
Okay.
Ay,
We
ay.
have another email from Lindsay. This one is also for Forman. Well, the
Great.
last one was for all of us, basically.
Mhm.
This one,
The
hi,
last one
Forman.
was more for you two than it was for me.
Yeah, it was delightful.
This one is from Halifax Lindsay. So
Yay!
you might recall her. She says, after hearing your story about the couch delivery, I showed it to my mother-in-law, because you got a couch delivered from Ashley Furniture.
Yeah,
Okay.
still don't have the full part of it yet.
I would like to
You
point out
got
at
one
this
part, and they put a hole in the wall.
I would like to point out at this particular point in the proceedings that this is the third time that this particular company has been mentioned
Yes.
on our podcast. I had nothing to do with any of this. So when
Yeah.
lawsuits
Okay.
arrive,
Sure.
please, I had nothing to do with
That's right.
any of this.
Okay.
And
Right,
I would
that's
like
fine.
to say, as
Rachel,
a disclaimer,
you know what? Go.
Yeah, well, because this is coming from Lindsay in Halifax, and we had purchased furniture from Ashley Furniture in Halifax.
Oh.
Had no issues.
Oh,
okay.
great.
Had
Okay,
no issues
well-
with the delivery team, the setup, all that was great.
Okay.
So if you're purchasing from Ashley Furniture in Nova Scotia,
Again, I
Have at
have
it.
nothing to do with any of this.
if you're
Okay.
purchasing from Ashley Furniture in London, don't.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
it might just be a one-off. I mean, it could just be, who knows. Anyway, she says, after hearing your couch delivery story, I showed it to my mother-in-law. I was telling her about it. And as she was waiting for her fridge, washer, and dryer, she's waiting for a fridge, washer, and dryer to be delivered. Of the 3 items that she had delivered, the only thing that actually made it to the house was the washer.
Oh.
They went to bring the dryer in, and there was a huge dent in the side, so they sent that back. Well, that happens sometimes.
That happens.
Also, when they went to bring the fridge in, they scratched the side, so they had to send that back. And before they brought the washer in, one of the delivery drivers decided to smoke a joint, and they carried them in, and they stunk like weed. From Halifax, Lindsay.
Okay.
I have
Well,
nothing
Maybe
to say
wait
about
till
any
the
of
job's done.
Yeah.
I
would
Like,
take
maybe
that back.
wait till it's finished, and then you're
Yeah,
on your way
nothing to say
somewhere
about,
else.
about any of that.
Must have gotten a different delivery team out there, too.
Right.
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
Anyway. All right. And then we have one from, because I was talking about Kendall's birthday party. We had a princess party, but Barbie came to ours. Lori says, my niece was a princess in Kitchener. She's now in Vancouver, and she's a teacher, but she still does princess parties.
Well, yes, because they pay well.
She was Elsa. She sent a photo. Oh, I
Oh,
think they do
good.
pay well. Yeah, I
They
think.
do pay. You
I mean,
told
if you're
us.
into
Yeah.
if you're an
You-
actor, it's kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind
You
of
ballparked it
a
for
great
us. I mean,
gig.
Barbie's making a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you remember when we were talking about, it was Aaron who'd sent us some messages, and then we got into talking about you should go to a place in Bayfield, all that stuff.
Right.
Oh,
he's-
right. The
yeah.
Black Dog and
Aaron's followed up that it's the Albion Hotel.
the Albion. Thank you.
beside the Black Dog, and the Little Inn of Bayfield is on the far end of Main Street.
The
That's
little
right.
inn. That's where I was.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you-
highly recommend. I've not spent any time at the Little Inn, but the Albion, we love it there, and the Black Dog, both great.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Aaron goes on to
Yep.
say, though, that you 3 are my favorite podcast hosts and have kept me
Oh.
so much company during my long hours driving in circles in the field. Keep up the fantastic work.
Thank you.
Aw,
That's
thank
very
you.
nice.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
that you listen. Thank
Yes.
you.
Mhm, yeah. Howie has told us, as always, you guys always make my day.
Oh, you
Oh,
make our day, Howie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you.
now going through a new stage in my life, and it's called my eldest child, who is 16, and he'll be 17 in September, now is dating. Please help or please send alcohol because you think I need it to survive.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a discussion we could have on a different podcast because I'm there with you.
Okay.
Howie.
Maybe we'll
I would
save
like
that.
to hear more about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
sure.
we'll save
All right.
that, Howie. We'll tackle that.
Maybe
later,
we will
sure.
tackle that
Just
one.
tuck that one away.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Cassandra says, for this week's podcast, amazing as always, a couple notes.
Okay.
Okay.
The passport office in Strathroy, as we continue to recycle topics, it's part of Service Canada's 1 day a week service. So the wait is no shorter unless you line up outside more than an hour prior to the library
Oh.
opening where they offer their service.
Oh, that's
Okay.
handy
All
information.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to worry now for another 10 years. So what are the odds? Yeah.
She goes on to say also the service on Service Ontario in Staples. This town missed the amazing independent service. Cheers, Cassandra.
Oh, I
That's
told
too
you, Strathroy. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the great. That was a happy little Service Ontario.
bad. Right.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
how you should go to Clinton to do your driving test.
Oh,
Just
In
saying.
Clinton.
handy
Go to
information.
Clinton.
And go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Go to the auction.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Turn on.
Don't have to go to South London.
Somebody with the username Oygev, Oygev, has left us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, nice. Thank
Oh,
you.
do I want to
As you
hear
can
it?
do.
Okay.
Yes, we do want to hear it.
All right.
Oh, do we?
Yes, I think so. I grew up listening to you guys on the radio and was so upset when it was done, but I understood. Now I am so excited for when Tuesday comes. It makes me laugh, and I've even got my mom listening who didn't know what a podcast was before.
Oh.
Thanks for making my weeks better.
Well, you're
Great.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
listening to us for all this time.
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm,
Love
yeah.
that.
Melissa has written us a few messages saying, Rachel, did you know the Purple Wiggle John has a twin brother?
What? No,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Do they work out together all the time? 'Cause
Mm. Wow.
That'd be a nice video.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
Right?
Sure.
Uh,
But
There's
I feel like I don't really know what we're talking about here. But anyway, go ahead.
There's a new purple wiggle, and he's
Yeah.
super hot.
Okay. A
Mm-hmm.
purple wiggle. Oh,
from the Wiggles.
Yeah, the wiggle. Okay.
The Wiggles.
the
Okay.
children's show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they know what does it. They know what the parents need. Just
Purple wiggles.
They're smart. They're
Mm.
smart. They've
Okay.
they've innovated. They've redone themselves many times over the years. I think they know what they're doing.
I think that's enough.
Just saying. Okay.
Can we move?
There's a few comments about eclipse sickness.
Oh,
Eclipse sickness. Yes.
It's not a thing.
Isaac says, "Hey, I'm just listening to you guys talking about the eclipse and how the birds went quiet and maybe even coyotes howling. Well, I live outside of Eden, just south of Tilsonburg, in the path of totality,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and they actually did hear howling.
Oh,
So-
there you go. Okay. I did bring that up that
Interesting.
somebody had said that to me. But just wanted to be out somewhere quiet to see if any of that happened. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Yeah, Trudy has written, "Did I get eclipse sickness? I was on a cruise in South America, nowhere near the eclipse, and I still managed to get a head cold and dizziness that felt like I was hungover. And for the record, I was not hungover. I wasn't even drinking by that point anymore."
Okay.
Anymore
Could've been
is
eclipse
the,
sickness.
no, anymore is the key there. I
Yes.
think anymore.
And
Anymore.
gee,
Mm.
are you probably the only person who's ever felt dizzy on a boat?
On a cruise ship.
Okay. I know you guys don't believe it, but
No,
I
we
didn't
don't.
either. But I think there's something to it.
No, there's nothing
think
to
there
it
is.
because there's no science to it, Rachel. So
Well,
then,
I'm just
No.
saying.
So
Sometimes we don't
therefore-
know. We can't
Yeah.
explain everything.
yeah.
Erica Vincent,
Mhm.
realtor,
Yes.
who, by the way, congratulations on your promotion to a mentorship program with Revel Realty.
Oh, good job,
wow.
Erica. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a former sponsor of ours.
Yes.
So
Yes.
look up Erica if you are in the market for a new home
There you
or
go.
to sell yours.
Mhm.
If you want to sponsor us, we'll still talk about you even when you're not paying.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Erica
You're a friend
says-
for life.
Exactly. I just listened to that episode about the eclipses, and I do believe what they're saying about solar eclipse sickness.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not the astrological signs, though. That's bull.
Yeah.
But
no
Okay.
kidding.
we know. I used to work
I
at a
don't know.
homeless shelter and halfway houses, and our worst shifts were when there was a full moon.
Mm.
All the shit would hit the fan. It
Mhm.
feels similar to the solar eclipse effect.
Well, and
Um,
we would hear from the hospital every
Yeah, the
time it
full
was a
moon
full
thing.
moon. We
Yeah.
would hear from the hospital, and they would
Mm-hmm.
say the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in, and they've got crazy cases, like wild things are happening. They would say it's a busy night when it's a full moon.
Mm.
All the nurses would tell us.
That's an actual fact. People would say that, but I don't know that there's a connection. You know,
Mm-mm.
unless you think you're a wolf and you howl at the moon once a month. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. You know, don't
There's
get
something to it. I'm telling you.
don't get
guys.
too close to the
I'm telling you.
microwave, Rach.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. That's not me that you need to worry about.
Start growing hair where there was no hair before.